Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Natan Verhosky, your host with the most. You are on the frequency of abundance. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are just starting week 2, season 6. This is the season of energetic leadership. And this week is all about resonance over resistance. So each episode is going to help you embody leadership that's aligned, magnetic, and sustainable. Today on Motivational Mondays, I'm very excited. We've got communities that move with you. And this is leadership where it isn't about followers, it's about movement, learning to build those communities that amplify your mission and your momentum. Tomorrow on Triumphant Tuesday, we've got leadership and relationships. Winning Wednesdays, we're at resilient routines of magnetic leaders. Thriving Thursday, we've got frequency-led strategy. Fearless Friday, scaling without sacrificing. And Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. is when you come and join us. On the weekends, pop in at 3 p.m. Eastern. That way you get a chance to get what you need to get done and do a midday, mid-weekend reset. Successful Saturday is going to be popping in with Be the Lighthouse. And we end week 2, about halfway through season 6 now, with Soaring Sunday. And that'll be Living Your Vision Daily. So I want you to be popping in and having fun. Know that we're here all week long for you. Know that this is an incredibly vibrant place, and it's all based on the wonderful, wonderful Allura Creative Agency. It's the only not-for-profit public relations house in the world. It's the only one that genuinely handpicks the people, so there's no transactional friends, no click now, buy now button. And what it does is it hunt whales. It goes after the C-suite, the executives, the leaders, the corporations, and it does it so well that it has a proprietary methodology that it's about to get trademarked. It can get those people interested in you at a higher rate than anything else. And if you're curious, I dare you to come take that Pepsi challenge. Take a minute now and listen. If it's something that you want us to shine a bright spotlight on you and the good works you do, Allura might be just the thing.
I'm sure you've heard the news. There's a game-changing PR house in town. At Allura Creative Agency, we specialize in bringing visionaries together. As the first and only not-for-profit public relations house, we offer exclusive, invitation-only events tailored for C-suite leaders, executives, professionals, and founders. Imagine this, you co-hosting an event alongside top industry leaders, seamlessly connecting with your ideal clients. Our done-for-you approach means we handle everything, from getting butts in seats to your co-host, personally introducing you and your unique offer. Founded during the global lockdown, Allura was born out of a commitment to empower coaches, healers, and experts. Today, we continue that mission by providing a platform for you to shine and expand your influence. Join our exclusive community and experience the power of authentic connection. Discover how Allura Creative Agency can elevate your brand and help you unlock your full potential. Curious? Book a time to speak with us today and step into a world of endless opportunities. Allura Creative Agency, elevating brands and inspiring leaders. Won't you join us today?
There you go. You got your first invitation of the day. Now, if you're curious, I will be putting in contact information in the chat. You'll see a ticker tape. There'll be so many fun things popping by. And that's what I wanted you to know, that everything is available here. This is all complimentary. The wonderful people at Allura made sure that everything here isn't something that you have to pay for. And so if you wanted to join us on Frequency of Abundance, there's some contact info in the ticker, and now you've got it in the chat. So that is where you'll be able to find us. It's a free group. Click, and boop, 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 Frequency of Abundance, click group. You're here. Today, we're stepping into beyond leadership titles and into community energy. Because true leadership doesn't collect followers. It builds momentum. If you ever wondered how to build a tribe that moves with you, not just claps from the sidelines, this episode is for you. Dedicated to a person that I look up to, that has international communities, that has built an incredible life for himself, and really, really supports those around him. And so they end up supporting him. And everywhere he travels, he puts up a blog and People get to travel with him and share and feel and experience. And his groups are here and there, but his communities are everywhere. I think that's so beautiful. So that is a dedicated episode. And this is the frequency of movement on section 1. So let's look at a core insight. A movement is a frequency of broadcast. It's not a sales pitch. So nuggets of wisdom might be that people follow energy before they follow ideas. Okay, I like that guy. Now let me hear what you have to say compared to the other way around. So know that there's always a symbiotic synergy and that comes directly when people resonate at the same frequency you're at. If they're picking up what you're putting down, that's how you get here. You don't need millions. You need a few aligned people moving in the same rhythm. Community is built at the vibration level, not just the vision board. So let's take a look. Let's start with the first exercise. Let's do some magnetic mapping. Ask yourself, what energy do I carry when I speak about my mission? Remember your mission? Remember how we talked about coherently putting your thoughts together, making them come true? And then from there, that makes it solidified into a vision. And then if you keep pure and clean on your vision and you share it, your vision becomes something that drives you, becomes a mission. And when your mission is shared with others, they get inspired and they join your mission and it becomes a movement. And when so many people are in your movement that it's just, well, that's a smart thing to do, then it becomes a cause. And so if you wanted to have communities that move with you, start all the way back down to what energy do I carry when I speak about my mission? What do people feel before they understand my words? What type of people am I actually magnetizing right now? A little Greek mountain tea, feeling smooth in the vocals. Ask yourself next step. Refine your core message into energetic statements. We move from friction into flow. We gather where clarity is currency. Where do you play that does? Put a like, put a comment, put a share in the chat. It'll help the algorithm move us around a bit. Let everybody know that you are part of this community and part of us. Now, in section 2, let's look at designing your movement container. A core insight would be that your community needs more than inspiration. You can't just be a magnetic leader and dun da da da. It needs a container for connection. So look at the 4 pillars of a movement container. You need shared language, you need shared spaces, you need shared experiences, you need a shared identity. So shared language, ritual phases, phrases and hashtags and mantras. That's a shared language. Shared spaces, WhatsApp group, Slack, retreat, Zoom calls. That's a shared space. Shared experiences, challenges, rituals, milestones. That's shared experiences. Shared identity. We are the kind of people who. So, where do you belong? What tribe do you go to? What group do you play with? What community do you follow? Let me know. I'm on a personal level. I'll share with you some ones that I play with. I love those guys and girls and people from all over the world that I get to play with. Different communities, different groups, different outreaches, different goals and intents. So let me know where you're playing. Let me know who you're playing with. I would love to come and hang in there. This is the actionable items. After we're looking at that 4-pillar framework, now you have a movement container. So great, you're inspirational. Check mark. Now you've got shared language, shared spaces, shared experiences, and shared identity. Welcome to a container to house your new community. So an actionable item would be start using a repeatable rally phrase. Let's raise the frequency. Create a micro community space, a private group, Telegram, Discord. Host one movement ritual a month. Say a meditation, a challenge, a Q&A, something like that. It'll give you a chance to audit your current community. and really, really take a look. What makes them stay? What makes them feel like insiders? What's missing that would make it magnetic? That's the difference when you're coming from designing your movement container. So now we've got your space, we've got your rally cry, we know what makes them stay, and we know what makes them feel like insiders, and we know what's missing that would make it even more magnetic. Now we come to section 3. Now we come from a passive audience to an active tribe. And before we do, I want you to know that there's a space, there's a place that is right there for you. That if you're already a leader that's magnetic and has communities, and you're looking to get out there and share your community with others, raise it up, give it something unique that it doesn't have right now, I will personally invite you. I want you to know that there are so many ways to level up. And if you wanted to broadcast out to your community, there's going to be something special. Right now, we've got the Voices That Lead podcast. It's the sister to Frequency of Abundance. This is our daily broadcast. This is our public service announcement show. The Voices That Lead podcast is for those that are limitless and help others, those that are leaders and how they serve others, those that have legacy and what that looks like. So if you answer those 3 questions, you get to be on the podcast. Some pretty incredible people that were already on. We have many, many, many more to go. We just started. So I want you to have a personal invite. Come join us. It's going to be epic.
Ever wonder what sets real leaders apart? It's not the corner office. It's the impact they make. Welcome to the Voices That Lead podcast with Natan Verkovsky, where we dive deep with leaders who put service first. These aren't just CEOs or big names. They're people making a difference, building legacies through acts of kindness, mentorship, and heart. Every episode you'll hear powerful stories, straight from those who lift others up and inspire change. Looking for practical advice, authentic conversations, or just a spark to unleash your own limitless potential? You'll find it here. Because leadership isn't just about where you end up. It's about who you help along the way. Join the community and get inspired. Reach out to be a featured guest on the program. Leaders, legacy, limitless. Subscribe to the Voices That Lead podcast. Join us as a speaker and let others be inspired by you. Become the leader you're meant to be.
I believe that. I believe it's inspirational and that you are a leader and you're meant to be. And I believe that you should come in and play, and others should know where you lead from and why. So in this section, number 3, we're going from a passive audience to an active tribe. The core insight would be that people need roles, not just reasons. When you give them a space and a place inside the community, they are connected to the community in a completely different way. It's part of them now, and they identify with it. So you can shift from watch my content to join the mission. What are we doing here? I'm halfway through season 6, giving out season 1, personal development, season 2, communication relationship, season 3, business fundamentals if you're an online business coach, season 4, we're looking at abundance, season 5, energy. And now that you did your basics and you got your fundamentals ready, oh my goodness, season 6, energetic leadership. Now we're pushing for, unlike those in season 3 that were one-man shows and had a very small team and were online players. This is an entire season for those that have more traditional leadership roles and have communities and teams and systems and peers and staff. And so in that context, this magnetic leadership community is different. And you don't want it to just come from, if they're a community watching your YouTube channel, you don't want it to just be watch my YouTube channel. If you like, please comment, share, and subscribe. You want them to join the mission. What's the mission? For us, after 6 seasons, the mission is to get this good work out there. That's why we're blessed enough that we're going to be picked up by television. So you're going to be able to see all 6 seasons and then some on Frequency of Abundance, coming out live 24 hours a day on TV. Can't announce it yet, but boy, oh boy, am I excited. So I want you to know it's coming, and it's going to be something making it a lot easier for you to join the mission, not just watch the content. So let's look at a couple nuggets of wisdom. Invitation beats persuasion. Wait a minute. I didn't have to persuade them? No, you just invite them. Allura Creative Agency invites the most incredible leaders to the most incredible events. That's it. There's no persuasion needed. Hey, can we convince you to come over here? And no. Invitation beats persuasion every time. People want to belong before they buy. So how do they do that? How do they, because you heard the expression buy in. So that's kind of how you buy in. How do you belong if you don't buy in? You have to give your people something to do, not just something to think about. So your sales pitch, is done, and they're like, "Wow, Janet, that was amazing. You gave me a lot to think about." Oh crap, that's the kiss of death. No one's coming back. You overwhelmed. You gave too much, and because of that, a confused mind does nothing. Give your people something to do. Janet, is there any reason that you think that this might not work out for you? Is there any cause or concern that you'd have that this wouldn't be a good fit? Actually, yeah, Natan, this was something I wanted to ask you. Great. Otherwise, you'd never know. Otherwise, the end of the conversation would be like, wow, you gave me a lot to think about. Let your people belong before they buy. Give them something to do, not just think about. So, an actionable idea would be let community members co-create content and rituals. Have them be a part of the process, not just a part of the party. Feature member spotlights on your podcast or your platform. Be like, hey, I want to call somebody out in the community. Thank you so much. You've been a faithful viewer. You've been a wonderful addition. You've been a wonderful extra. Thank you. It'll help you create leadership paths. It'll go from observer, contributor, to becoming core team. So choose one person in your circle this week, elevate into a micro leader. Make them a contributor. You will be blown away with how that'll make you feel. And more importantly, you cannot believe how aligned and connected to you they will be forever. It's a beautiful thing. You gave them a shot. You gave them trust. You gave them power. You gave them a position. You gave them respect. You gave them so much. It's really an incredible blessing. It's really a wonderful gift. So know that you're coming from that space. Know that this is who you are. Know that this is where you get to come and play. That's why here on Frequency of Abundance, you've got multiple auction items. You just got invited to come get Allura Creative shine a spotlight on you and what you do, and big up. You just got invited to come, if you're already a big up kind of a person, come hang on our podcast. Let the rest of the world feel how big you are and the energy that you bring, and let them get inspired by that big, big energy. That's a beautiful thing. There'll be a couple more invites coming up in the next couple minutes, but right now I really want you to feel connected. So look at a core insight. If your community grows, but your presence shrinks, the energy collapses. It won't be viable. It won't be sustainable. So your guidance would be to stay visible and vulnerable. You're the frequency keeper. You're quote unquote keeping it real. That's you. And in your community, they look to you for that. So don't outsource the soul of your movement. You're the soul. Sometimes they want to know more than just what they see. Maybe share some behind the scenes. Maybe share some of those energy shifts that you go through. Maybe that'll be the level of vulnerability that'll make you so human and so even more endearing to your direct audience. It's so powerful when you have a chance to just open the kimono and share. And somebody goes, oh my God, thanks for doing that. Because it's exactly what I'm going through. And I really thought I was the only one. And it's so beautiful that you're brave enough to do that. That's what leaders do. So don't outsource the soul of your movement. Share the behind the scenes energy shifts. Stay visible and vulnerable. Remind yourself you're the frequency keeper. Now, look at an actionable reframe. So instead of always giving answers, ask better questions. What would you like to create this month together? Instead of, here's what we're doing. So come from that position where you're not going to be a one off. Come from that position where you're feeling powerful, where you're feeling connected. Remember, movements aren't started, they're felt. You can't be like, all right, tomorrow we start a movement. You can't force a community into action. You become the signal. When your energy is clear, others volunteer to walk beside you. Not because they were pushed, but because they felt the pull of possibility. You become magnetic. You pull people towards you. That's where movements are felt, not started. And you don't need to be you don't need to be you don't need to be loud. You don't need to scream your truth. You just need to be resonant. And volume attracts attention. Sure, loud is loud. Everyone's like, what was that? Oh, that was loud. Okay, but that's just loud. So while volume attracts attention, resonance keeps people moving with you. It's not about hype. It's about frequency hygiene. When you have the lights are off and no one's watching, that's what they follow. Do you keep your frequency clean? Frequency hygiene. Look at leadership. It's not a solo sport, right? If you're building alone, you're missing the point. There's that great African expression: if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go in a group. You need a tribe to support you. Magnetic leadership is about collective evaluation. And it's everyone feeling evaluated, everyone feeling valued, and then everyone feeling a collective elevation where we all rise up. You know how much I love the tide rises all boats. You know how much the concept of it doesn't matter the size of your boat in there. You know how much I love that I want you to big up and stop being one of the damn boats and become the wave. Before we talk about becoming the ocean, let's get you out of the boat and make you the wave. Look at what makes you powerful. And it isn't how you shine, it's how many others you help light up. When was the last time that you lifted someone else? When was the last time you did for someone else? When was the last time that someone else went, oh my goodness, thank you. You changed my life. You changed my mind. You changed my mood. You changed everything. Thank you. That was the last time. When we're looking at communities that move with you, you want to remember listening deeper is going to be your secret, right? Like you don't build a community by shouting louder. You build it by listening deeper. So it starts with you being brave enough to show up, not with the perfect plan, but with real presence. Your community doesn't need you to have all the answers. That's kind of why you have a community. If you don't lean on them, what was the point? They need you to model what it looks like to live the question in real time. I've got a burning question. I'm living it in real time right now. Oh, okay. To say, here's what I believe. Here's where I'm going. Want to walk with me? Because that's what a movement is. It's not a marketing plan. It's not a viral moment. A movement is a shared frequency of intention, of connection, of expansion. And here's the secret. People don't move with you because you're impressive. They move with you because you make them feel important. They felt seen in your story. They felt recognized their own desire in your decision. They heard the echo of their future self in your voice, and they want to be a part of that. So ask yourself, are you building an audience? Or are you creating a space where people finally remember who you are? Or are you finally creating a space where people remember who they are? This is a wonderful space. It's all about, the cult of personality, and look at me, I'm the leader, and this is a great space for me. compared to helping them remember who they are, where they're coming from, and why it means so much to them. Now, I want to tell you that if you're coming from the absolute highest levels, and we talked about having you on the podcast, but you might not be a public person, and that's okay. You might be all podcasted out, and that's fine too. I want to invite you to another special place. There's a personal momentum. It's a retreat. It's a mastermind. It's a private invitation only exclusive place where a handful or two of the most incredible people will get together, and we'll do it virtually. And we'll be going through mental, physical, and emotional drills that I learned over 30 years as an elite energy coach, starting with Cirque du Soleil acrobats, Olympians, national sports teams, having written personal momentum and moments of power. And coming from that space that energy, we can raise it, lower it, and beautifully neutralize it quickly, effectively, with mental, physical, and emotional drills. And if you wanted to hear some of those, learn some of those that the peak performers from around the world use, I'm going to invite you personally right now.
Meet Natan Verkovsky, Elite Energy Coach, helping top performers break limits, activate their energy, and achieve unstoppable momentum. Welcome to the Personal Momentum Retreat, an exclusive experience designed for executives, entrepreneurs, and visionaries who demand more from life. Every month, top performers gather to master powerful mental, physical, and emotional drills, strategies used by world-class leaders to unlock peak performance and resilience. At this retreat, you won't just learn, you'll experience transformation, shift your energy, break through barriers, and build unstoppable momentum. Get a sneak peek at our weekly preview event, happening every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Experience firsthand the mental, physical, and emotional drills that will change your game. Success is not about working harder. It's about activating your personal momentum. Reserve your spot today.
Personal invitations all around. What a great day. I hope you're having some fun. So you got invited to Frequency of Abundance. You got invited to a personal momentum mastermind retreat. Got invited to have Allura Creative Agency take a look at what you're up to and big up. You're getting invited to come join the Frequency of Abundance. You're getting invited to come speak on Voices That Lead. Remember how we talked about we don't need persuasion? We need invitation? Why do you think I keep inviting you every day? And do you know how many of you guys take me up on the offer? I am blown away. My calendar is full. The new schedule for Frequency of Abundance, being able to be putting it out on TV, the ability to now have Voices That Lead and the most incredible leaders speaking on TV, the ability to have processes that are so powerful and so proprietary that we can start to trademark them out. It's that uniqueness, and that's the uniqueness that leads. That's where I wanted to come to you for. That's where I wanted to make sure that you knew this was a safe place that you could go anytime. So, as we're closing off today's episode, I want you to remember the rest of the week. You've got Triumphant Tuesday, Leadership in Relationships, Winning Wednesday, Resilient Routines of Magnetic Leaders, Driving Thursdays, Frequency-Led Strategy, Fearless Friday, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. Fearless Friday will close us off with Scaling Without Sacrificing. Weekend, pop in Successful Saturday, 3 p.m., Be the Lighthouse, and close off week 2 with me in season 6 as we're rounding the bend and almost finishing up on Soaring Sunday. That'll be Living Your Vision Daily. So that's where we wanted to play. That's where I wanted to finish up. And that's where I wanted to make sure that you knew where you were coming from. I wanted you to feel that you can let your leadership be the mirror that reflects the brilliance in others. It doesn't just have to shine your light. Your light can be a bouncing point so that others can amplify and magnify out. Let your community be the container. We talked about how to hold it, the language, the shared experiences. We talked about those, where the people are feeling safe enough to grow louder in their fears, right? Like you got to grow louder than your fear. If my fear is over here, but I can get louder than that, I can crush my fear. Your community does that for them. Let your mission be that invitation that reminds them you're not alone. We rise together. And that pause that gives them a chance to believe you, to sigh, to accept you and what you're saying, because it's not you and it's not what you're saying. It's what I heard and what I felt and what resonated with me. That's why communities move with you. At the heart of every powerful movement is one brave soul who chose to stop performing and start embodying. Not the loudest, not the most polished, just the one willing to be seen in truth. Because energy doesn't lie. And people don't follow perfection. Ugh, they follow permission. And when you give yourself permission to lead as you are, raw, real, in progress, work in progress as we all are, you give others permission to step out of their hiding too. And that's where the movement and the momentum begins. So when your mission stops becoming yours alone and becomes ours, you're not here to gather fans. You're here to activate leaders, to create a space so safe, so vibrant, so clear that people feel the shift just being near it. So if your voice shakes, speak anyway. If your vision feels too big, share it anyway. If your impact hasn't arrived yet, trust it anyway. Because movements don't start with millions. They start with one aligned person choosing to move and lighting the path for the rest of us. You are that person, and your community is waiting to walk with you. So I can't wait for you to join us tomorrow. I can't wait for you to come play and have some more fun. This has been Communities That Move With You. I'm dedicating this one to somebody that inspires me, and you know exactly who you are. Now, thank you so much for joining us as